morning everyone. Myself Vibha Srivastava, and the subject that I am going to teach, that is operating system, and the topic is deadlock. So firstly we have to know, we should know what is the deadlock problem. A set of blocked processes, each holding a resource and waiting to acquire a resource that is held by the another process in the set. What is the meaning of this? Suppose there are two processes, P1 and P2, and each of them having two resources, that is R1 and R2, like this. Process P1 is holding a resource R1 and which is waiting for the resource R2, means process P1 will complete its execution when it will have the resource R2 too. It has the resource R1, but without R2 it will not complete its process. Same for the process P2. Process P2 is holding a resource R2 and waiting for the resource R1, but he will get this process will get this resource when process P1 will complete its execution. But here this is a P1 and P2 are blocked because none of them is able to complete its execution. So we can say that this is a deadlock problem. None of the process is able to execute its execution. For example, if I say system has two tape drive and process P1 and P2 each hold one tape drive and each need another one. And another example for the semaphore A and B, which is initialized to 1, just like here. Process P1 is waiting for A1 and for A and B, and process P0 is waiting for A and B, and P1 is waiting for B and A. So there are some characteristics, means we have to know what are the things that is related to deadlock. First is the system model, next one is the deadlock characterization, method for handling the deadlock, deadlock prevention, deadlock avoidance, deadlock detection, recovery from the deadlock, and combined approach to deadlock handling. So there is a basic, we can take an example of bridge crossing example. Here there are traffic only in the one direction, the traffic is only in the one direction, and each section of a bridge can be viewed as a resource. If I say each section of a bridge can be viewed as a resource, if a deadlock occurs, means if a deadlock occur, it can be resolved if one car back up, means none of the bus or car is able to cross this bridge. If one of the one car back up, then preempt the resources. This means that we will preempt the resources and roll back, then other can behind this car, other will also be back, and these are the cars which will cross the bridge. Then when these are the cars cross the bridge, then another cars that also be cross the bridge. Then several cars may have to be backed up if a deadlock occurs, and there is a possibility of starvation. What is the starvation means? Starvation means the process will get its execution after a long time, or none of the process will able to execute. What is the system model? If there are the resource type R1, R2 and Rm, and CPU cycles, memory space and input output devices, and each resource type Ri and Wi instances, and each process utilizes a resource as follows, that is process will request for a resource, then use the resource and release the resource. So what are the characteristics of the deadlock? There are some characteristics. Deadlock can arise if 4 of the condition hold simultaneously, means there are 4 necessary conditions for the deadlock. First is the mutual exclusion. What is the mutual exclusion? Only one process at a time can use a resource, means at a time only one process can use the resource. Next is hold and wait. What is the meaning of hold and wait? A process holding at least one resource and waiting to acquire another additional resource that is held by the another process. Next one is no preemption. A resource can be released only voluntarily by the process holding it, and after that process has completed its task. Circular wait. What is the meaning of the circular wait? If there exists a set of process P0, P1, P2 up to P0, means process in a cycle P0, P1, P2 up to Pn minus 1, Pn, then P0 of the waiting processes, such that P0 is waiting for a resource that is held by P1. P1 is waiting for a resource that is held by P0 is waiting for a resource that is held by P1. P1 is waiting for a resource that is held by P2. P2 is waiting for a resource that is held by P3, and up to Pn minus 1 is waiting for a resource that is held by Pn, and P0 again is waiting for a resource, and Pn is waiting for a resource that is held by P0. So there is a resource allocation graph problem for the deadlock. A set of vertices V and a set of edges. There is a set of vertices and set of edges V, that is V1, V2 up to Vn, and set of edges E, E1, E2 up to En. These are the set of vertices and resources, and V is partitioned into two types, that is vertices V is partitioned into two types, that is P for the processes, the set consisting of all the processes in the set, and R, R1, R2 up to Rm, the set consisting of all the resource type in the system. Next, request edge. If request edge and directed edge, there is an edge from P1 to Rj, means this is process P1 is requesting for a resource Rj, and this is called as assignment edge. This is called as assignment edge. This is directed edge, means Rj to Pi, means Pi is holding the resource Rj. If suppose if you are taking this example P1, P2, R1 and R2. So if there is an edge from Pi to P1 to R2, it means that it is request for the resource R2 and process P1 holding the resource R1. Same process P2 is holding a resource R2 and P2 is requesting for the resource R1, means P2 is waiting for the resource R1. Resource allocation graph can be represented as, in the resource allocation graph, for the process we will use the circle. For the resource type we will use the dot with 4 instances, a rectangular box which will represent the resources, and if there are 4 dots, means there are 4 instances per resource type. Pi request instance of Rj, then Pi request, there is an edge from Pi to Rj, and if Pi is holding instance of Rj, then there is an edge from Rj to Pi, as I already discussed. We can take an example of a resource allocation graph. This is the process P1, P2, P3 and R1, R2, R3 and R4 are the resources, and here the instance of resource R1 is 1, instance of resource R3 is 1 and R2 2 and R4 3. Here P1 is holding resource R2 and P2 is also holding resource R2 because it is 2 instances, and P1 is waiting for R1 and P2 is holding resource R1 and R2 both, and P2 is waiting for R3, and then P3 is holding resource R3 and none of the process is waiting or holding the resource R4. Is there a deadlock? How can we check it? If I say if a process is holding a resource, process P1 can complete its execution? Can process P1 complete its execution? P1 is holding a resource R2 and P2 is also holding a resource R2 and it has two instances. Then and waiting for a resource R1. When P1 is holding a resource R2 and waiting for R1 and R1 is held by P2. If I say first P2 will complete its execution, why? P3 is not waiting for any resource. So first P3 will complete its execution because P3 is holding a resource R3. When P3 will complete its execution, then resource R3 is free. When resource R3 is free, process P1 can use it. When process P2 can use it, then P2 is holding a resource R2 and also R1 and waiting for R3, then it will get the access of R3 and P2 will complete its execution. Now, after completing its execution, then these resources are free, R1 and R2, both are free, then process P1 will also complete its execution. So, the execution order is first P3, then P2, then P1. So, there is no deadlock because what is the meaning of deadlock? Deadlock is a process where every process holding a resource and waiting to request for another resource and none of the process is able to complete its execution. But here there are three processes P1, P2 and P3 and all of them can complete its execution. So, there is no deadlock. We can take another example. If I say there is an edge from P3 to R2. Now I say, is there a deadlock? We can check. Here, any process can complete its execution. Suppose process P1. P1 is holding the resource R2 and waiting for R1. P2 is holding two resources R2 and R1 and waiting for R3. P3 is holding a resource R3 and waiting for R2. But can P3 will complete its execution? No, P3 will not complete its execution because P3 need both of these two resources. P1 complete its execution? No, P1 is also waiting, P2 is also waiting and P3 is also waiting. So here is a cycle and none of the process is able to complete its execution. So we can say that here is a deadlock. If I compare with the previous diagram here, P2 is not waiting for another resource. P2 is holding the resource R3 but it is not waiting for additional resource. So P3 will complete its execution. As soon as P3 will complete its execution, it will release the resource R3. When R3 is free, then P2 is able to complete its execution because P2 is holding two resources R1 and R2 and R3 is now free, then P2 will complete its execution. Now R1, R2 and R3, all these resources are free. Then if I say P1, then process P1 is holding a resource R2 and waiting for R1. And now both the two resources are able for P1. So P1 will also complete its execution. So here is no deadlock. But in this example, none of the process P1, P2 and P3 can complete its execution. So in this condition, there is a deadlock. We can take one more example. Here, is there a deadlock or not? If I say there is a cycle, but P1 is holding a resource R2 and P4 is also holding a resource R2, but P4 is not waiting for any resource. So P4 will complete its execution and as soon as P4 will complete its execution, R2 is free. As soon as resource R2 is free, then P2 is also not waiting for any resource. So P2 will also, if I say P2 will also complete its execution and it will release the resource R1, and R1 is available for P3 and P1. So the order can be P4, P2, P3 and P1, or P4, P2, P1 and P3. So we can take the basic facts. If graph contain no cycle, this point is notable. If no cycle means no deadlock. If a resource allocation graph contains no cycle means no deadlock. If a graph contains a cycle, there are two possibilities. If only one instance per resource type, then deadlock. One instance per resource type, then deadlock. If several instances per resource type, then there is a possibility of deadlock. So there are the method for handling the deadlock. To ensure that the system will never enter into the deadlock state, allow the system to enter a deadlock state and then recover it, and ignore the problem and pretend that the deadlock never occur in the system used by most of the operating system including Unix. There are some mechanisms that are used for deadlock prevention. Restrain the way request can be made. Mutual exclusion. For mutual exclusion, not required for shareable resources, means the resources should be in the shareable mode. We have to break the hold and wait condition. Then hold and wait condition must guarantee that whenever a process requests a resource, then it does not hold any other resource. Require process to request and be allocated to all its resources before it begins execution, or allow the process to request resources only when the process has none. Low resource utilization or starvation possible. Then next one is no preemption. Because there are 4 necessary conditions for deadlock, then no preemption. If a process that is holding some resources and requests another resource that cannot be immediately allocated to it, then all the resources currently being held are released. Preempted resources are added to the list of resources for which the process is waiting, and the process will be restarted only when it can again its old resources as well as the new ones that it is requesting. And next one is circular wait. Impose a total ordering of all the resources and require that each process request resource in an increasing order of the enumeration. Thank you.